Hello, welcome to the next episode of Sofa Time with Mirus. I'm Dan Sharp, Sales Director here at Mirus. Today I have a special guest star debuting on Sofa Time. Would you like to introduce yourself, special guest star?
My name's Chris Maybray. I'm the Service Delivery Director here at Mirus.
So what we're going to cover today and just have a bit of a chat about is incident reduction. I guess simply put, incident reduction is how we help our customers log less tickets.
Yep.
We have an internal program for that. I guess, do you want to give us a bit of an introduction overview of what that is?
Yeah, so our overall program that covers all of the processes that we do to manage and maintain the service is called Service Addiction. And part of the incident reduction program is something called RHEM, which stands for Reactive Hours per Endpoint per month. And we use that to measure the amount of reactive time we're spending on recurring tickets and then how we can reduce those hours.
So how does it, what do we actually do? What is RHEM in terms of what do people actually do? Yeah,
so first thing we're going to do is start reporting, obviously, on the amount of reactive time that we're spending in hours. So the reactive time, we'll say, are tickets that are being called in to the desk for people who've got problems, or monitoring alerts that are coming through from all the systems that we regularly monitor for our customers. And there could be emails coming through as well with an incident type ticket. So it's basically all the reactive type issues that we've got. The ones that are affecting people's work and their productivity, affecting the service they're able to provide them, their own businesses. And then from there onwards, we'll then say, well, okay, what can we then do with those hours? And they're the key ones that we want to reduce, because they're the ones, obviously, like we said, that are having the impact of the customer.
Because I guess they could be recurring issues that it's trying to, or a pattern of issues that can be resolved by dedicating a bit of resource or time from a person on the service desk to actually, once we've got that data and say this is a problem, really try and fix it to solve the recurring issues so that those tickets go away effectively.
Yeah, and that's from a user point of view, if you're getting a regular problem which is coming back every few weeks or even every few months, it's going to be very annoying. Obviously, it can be causing an impact on productivity. And the key for us as a service provider is we want to be able to identify that problem, fix that problem, and then obviously that person doesn't have that problem again going forward. From a bigger point of view for the server that could be impacting multiple people, if there's an ongoing issue, we want to be able to fix that ongoing issue and again ensure the server's running to the best it can, obviously, in regards to performance. So they're the two main areas we'll look at, is the impact on the user and then impact on the business overall, obviously, for how that's affecting productivity.
And it's something we're quite open with around displaying in the office and openly talking about RHEM as a program. So we have a board with the hours displayed, don't we?
Yeah, so we've got a big TV in the room. We've got a RHEM number per team. So for our three main service desk teams, each team's got its own RHEM number. So by that, we're looking at all the hours we're spending on those reactive tickets per team and per month. And then we're obviously driving that by looking for targeting how we can bring that down. And the key part is, obviously, every month we go through a look at that data and analyse where we're seeing the recurring trends and the more common trends. That's not just at a server level, that can be at a config item level. So we are looking at individual laptops and we're measuring certain config items, laptops, servers, workstations, to see where we're seeing recurring amount of time being spent on those same laptops, workstations and servers.
And that's valuable information that we can pass to the client manager for that customer to speak to their primary contact about, look, you've got maybe X, Y and Z laptops that are causing all sorts of pain.
Yeah.
And the user obviously is having issues with those machines if they're older, or there's a generic, an ongoing problem with those that we need to address so that we take that pain away effectively.
Yeah, absolutely. And again, so our first primary is to try and restore service and look at what the underlying cause is, and whether that could be a fix to an operating system or to a fix to a piece of hardware. But beyond that, then it becomes into, okay, so is it actually because the laptop is quite aged, it's now needing to process a lot more information, it's doing a lot more, and again, it's probably best to look at can that laptop be upgraded, or can there be extra memory added to it and so forth, just to try and drive that productivity.
And I guess the whole RHEM process involves a few different people within the business. I guess it's mostly driven by the team leaders within those service desk teams.
Yeah, so the team leaders obviously meet every month. And they do that. All three of the team leaders meet together and they meet with the service desk manager. They review the data for the previous month. They share trends and look at trends because we see common trends across different customers because they're using common operating systems and common types of hardware. So while we're fixing something in one area, we want to go and look at try and fix it in another area as well, because we will see those common problems going across all of our customers. So the 3 team leaders get together, they identify those issues, they'll involve their senior engineers to come up with permanent fixes. They'll be talking to Microsoft, they'll be looking at forums online to identify underlying issues which are going on, and then putting in change controls to put those plans in place, and again talking to the client managers, obviously, so they're aware of all the things we're doing to try and improve that productivity and reduce those problems.
Because it might be that we'll identify an issue with a third-party application that we don't necessarily control or manage, that we can give them that information to say, look, there's a lot of noise about this. You need to go and have a conversation with somebody about it. And it's just, I guess, giving people information that they can make decisions based on information, can't they?
Yeah, and it's not always obvious why a certain third-party application might not work with a certain type of operating system. So it could be after our investigations where we look at those hours that are being spent that it turns out to be a compatibility issue. And we can identify that compatibility issue. We can then talk to the customer. We can also talk to the third party as well and say, OK, so are you aware of the compatibility issue? They might not be aware of it, and it can then be obviously investigated, and it could then be that a patch comes out to then fix that compatibility issue, and then that permanently fixes it for all the customers' laptops, workstations, servers going forward. So.
Thank you very much. So hopefully that's given you a bit of an overview of incident reduction and how we do that at Mirus. Thank you for joining us, Chris.
My pleasure, thank you.
And we'll see you again soon. Thanks a lot. Bye-bye.
Bye.